It's my pleasure to host the Industry Dialogue, and our topic for today is drone utilization in agri industry. So, India is primarily agrarian economy, and agriculture remains the chief source of income for most of the rural households. Indian economy is also heavily dependent on the agriculture produce, and major portion of it goes for the export as well. Despite being one of the largest sector, still it's facing lot of challenges in terms of technological advancement, where it lags big time. But fortunately, if you see, there's going to be a change in the way the agri business operates, and with the introduction of drone in the agri industry. Till now, drones were primarily used by industrial sector into mining, construction, and all. But now, with the availability of drone in the various segments for agriculture, this will be a great transformation, and that will also help in terms of growth in the GDP, and which is expected around 1 to 1.5%. And with that, it will also help in terms of creating at least 5 lakh jobs in the coming year. While we understand that the emergence of agri drone is going to boost the employment sector and all, and there are a lot of changes in the ways the workforce is getting managed and the skill set which are required, and some of these topics we'll be discussing in today's session. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the speaker for today's session, Mr. Pankaj Saxena. Hi sir, how are you?
Hello.
So, Mr. Pankaj Saxena, he's working on a leadership position with Chambal Fertilizers and come with more than 3 decades of experience, and has served many roles in Chambal Fertilizers into marketing and technical services. Under his leadership, a new technology of drone utilization in agriculture has been tested, and in the fields of Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, and Haryana, and covered approx 300 acres over a dozen crops. The sprayed fungicides, micronutrients, and WSF are the sprayed, and the results are very satisfactory when it comes to the farmers and all. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
To begin the session, we'd like to understand from you what are the major technological advancements the sector has seen in the last couple of years.
Okay, in the agriculture sector, since last 1 decade, the major focus has gone from bulk fertilizers to other like micronutrients, uses of micronutrients, and how to use your crop protection chemicals. And the major challenge was with this farmers community was they were using this CPC, we call it CPC, crop protection chemicals. They were using, but knowledge criteria and uses was a real challenge.
Right.
Now, with the invent of this drone operations in agriculture, it has given a lot of opportunity opening and a lot of gates for the farming community. In July 21, so there are and in the background, the government of India did a lot of activity, questionnaire they sent to the questionnaire and all those activities. But in August, 25th August, they have given a drone rule 21 name.
Okay.
So all each and everything is defined in those. If you would like, I will share a copy of that with you.
Mm-hmm.
So all guidelines are there. Okay, how to use, where to use, don'ts and do's, and specifically, if you define the drones, there are 5 categories. There is nano, up to 250 gram, then up to 2 kg. There are micro drone from 2 kg to 25 kg. There is small drone. Then from 25 to 150 medium, and then more than 150 kg, it is a large drone. So generally in agriculture sector, we use a small drone up to 25 kg, and this is gross weight. Okay, tire weight is around 13 kg, and if you fix 10 kg drum in that, it comes around 22, 23, 24 kg. So best utilization of these drones is in agriculture, particularly in those crops where you cannot safeguard or spray the chemicals manually, like sugarcane. After 4 or 5 feet height, if some infestation is there, then it is a challenge for the farmer. Second is orchard crops. They are always more than reachable height. So I have personally seen using users of drones in these mango orchards, and the results are if you can spray your desired chemicals, your nutrition on those plants at a required time, at required strength, the result is something around 40 to 50% yield and quality improvement there.
I think also serves your purpose, in terms of reducing the dependency on the labor, getting the labor.
That is one of the benefits. That is one of the benefit. Yes, that is. But the major one thing, you increase the efficacy and efficiency. Efficacy how that if you spray any chemical on the crops, how the labor goes like this. Okay. One side it pumps, then came the technology tractor mounted. Okay, they are going on the field. So there are two kinds. If you go for the crop protection chemicals, there are two kinds. One is systemic. If you spray a little amount on the crop and canopy, it will go in the system. Work from there. If some insects come and suck and it gets okay. But if it is kind of contact and only top leaves are getting wet, not the whole plant, okay, then it is a question mark. So with that drone, how does it work? I will tell you. If this is the supposed canopy height, and you maintain the height 2 meters difference from the canopy, when the drone flies, the thrust of the air, the whole plant rotates like this, and the water coming out of or chemical coming out of that is not in kind of sprinkles. It is kind of mist. Very fine particle in kind of a ppm. So the whole plant gets wet with that.
This also helps you in terms of capturing some data so that you can do some data analytics and all on that front.
That research kind of job.
You can always take a good quick decisions based on the findings.
It is in a very early stage in agriculture field. The only thing what we are doing is, suppose you are spraying 300 gram of a particular product or 500 ml of particular chemical in an acre. So how do you recommend when you do with the spray tank back mounted or tractor mounted, you do in a different concentration. 200 liter, 150 liter of water and 500 ml of this chemical. But in drone, what you do, total capacity of the tank is 10 liters. Okay. 500 ml of the chemical, only 9.5 liter of the water. You mix it, means concentration is almost 15 or 20 times high. So earlier we were suspecting it may have toxic effect on the crop itself.
Right.
But slowly going through the experiences, nothing kind of that, because what I understood, because it is in a moist form, very fine particles. Okay. Secondly, the benefit, this is efficacy. Efficiency. If you spray manually a field of agriculture, in a day you can do maximum 3 to 4 acres with the labor. Labor itself is a challenge, but with the labor. But with this drone, you can do up to 30, 40, 50 acres depending on your field. If you have a consistent field of paddy, 50 acres, then in 2 days you can cover it.
Correct. So
from morning
this is helping using the efficiency also.
Efficiency increases. Third, if you use chemical, all your toxic chemicals, you use how many labor, how many farmer put mask and take the proper all the things. Nothing they do. Simply go and start using. In this, you don't come in the touch. You just mix it, fix it, and with remote, it is you are standing almost 50 meters away from the field where you are spraying.
So it will not impact.
So no
health
impact on human health. No hazard for the human health. Okay. So efficacy, efficiency, and then your human health. And ultimately, when you complete the spray, and then if you do it with the manual spray, repeat demands comes within 15 days. Its efficacy goes to 20 to 25 days. Okay. And secondly, such a beautiful spray, beautifully managed. Okay, this will go like that direction. There at the end, and from through GPS, you can fix all the boundaries.
That can be programmed basically.
You can fix the boundaries of the field, and from here it will run there. And people doubt that from shifting this side it will spray wastage. No, spray stops. Shifted this side, coming this side, spray stops, going that side, and like that. So this is the one kind of uses of your drone. The other kind is there are cameras. multispectral cameras they have got. They are little costlier, around 8 lakh per camera. What they do, if you are a farmer of good 50 acres paddy you are doing, so in rainy season you cannot go and just see what is happening in the field and which crop it is, which area it is good or not. You can have a aerial survey through camera, and with the help of AI, okay, you can just check in which plot and which area there is infestation or some deficiency kind of, or some moisture stress kind of, then you can address it there.
So you have a time
You need not
corrective action.
timely corrective action you can take with the drone. That is another thing.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing a detailed thing about it. So next question from my side: how do you think this agri drone can tackle the problems faced by the farmers in India? Obviously there are multiple things coming, technology is getting into this, but again, the farmers have some understanding whether they'll be able to use or whether there'll be some resistance. So how do you see that? Now they'll be able to tackle it?
So, likely I said, and you told us, or everybody knows the labor problem, particularly in agriculture, from harvesting time to at the same time you need a lot of labor. But in this case, if you need to spray some crop protection chemicals or nutrition, some kind of you want to give it through, so that is, if you have having 50 acres, need only 1 or 2 men there, they can handle it. But yes, currently cost wise it is little costlier, but if you can do it efficiently, then either it is at par or cheaper even the labor. Because if you take this labor for 1 acre, they charge almost 300 rupees. So this is all based on how do you use the batteries that run on batteries, and how many rotation you can use, how the life you can manage of the batteries. That depends. Still it is costlier, but the cost being on higher side, still it is imported. All parts are being imported into India, they are assembling it. Once the production of all the parts gets started in India, and so many ventures are coming up in this business, I think the cost currently for one drone it is around 10 lakhs. This will come around 4 to 5 lakhs.
So my next question, I was planning to ask this only, because it will be the technology comes with some cost and all.
Naturally.
So are these farmers ready to spend that much of money? Obviously, I understand the big tails and all of big farmers with acres of land, but small farmers, because obviously once like you said, it's a cheap thing also. How it is like once technology introduction, we are introducing a technology, but farmers, are they willing? Because you'll have all sort of farmers, like all segments.
Correct.
Or it can be a nightmare for them, because obviously. So how it is like in your opinion?
Actually, how do we look at farmer? He is not interested to bear any cost. He want without input. No sir, things have changed. Okay, if it is too small, micro level farmer, only 2 acres of land, maybe a question. But if it's 2 acre, 3 acre farmer, even a small or medium class of farmer, they are going to. That is our experiences. Suppose I am a farmer and I am having 2 acre of this sugarcane. And like I said, if it is 4 feet height and some insect infestation is there, I can only see on this. Zyada nuksan na kare. That is what I can wish, but I cannot go and spray like that, because again chemical will come on me. I don't have any answer for that. But with drone, solution is there.
So that level of awareness is there in the farm.
That is to be created. That is to be created.
Because one is the set mindset. Yeah, there is a technology which has come. That will increase your efficiency, efficacies, and again, But are they willing? Like I said, it's more of a resistance which comes when you see some changes and all.
No, I will tell you. Particularly, we are running at Chambal. We are running a project at farmer level, seed to harvest, S2S project. That's a different thing. Okay, the only answer of this seed to harvest is means whatever the pain points the farmer have from sowing till harvesting, whatever the issues that we can address from input side or service. But wherever I have been a part of farmer meeting, I have shown the farmers this is drone in my laptop. If this is drone, how does it work? So almost everybody was interested.
Okay.
Sir, हमारा करवा दीजिए, हमारा करवा दीजिए like that.
It's like reaching the correct way to the farmer.
Correct way to the
they
farmer.
Understand and
if you ask, this is will be costing you 400, 500, so what sir? करवा दीजिए. अभी हम क्या ऊपर से देखते हैं किसान को 400 बोलेंगे तो मना कर देगा. That is our feeling. But if you go down to the field level and ask and tell them the benefits, These are the
That's more
benefits.
important.
It's the same kind. I was just sharing. If same kind of the chemical he is using, that is starting from 500 rupees per acre to 3,000 rupees an acre. But when you use it manually in major part of the India, the efficacy is not there. The whole plant
Right.
didn't get the chemical. But if it goes through the drone, each and every leaf get the impact of that chemical. He is very much assured that my disease will go away, my insect will go away.
And the productivity
That's
better,
where
the output will be better.
when he's using 3,000 rupees an acre, then why won't he use all the hardly 150 or 200 rupees?
Correct.
If you compare with the manual level,
Right.
he will definitely come out.
So creating more of awareness in this challenge so people understand they can opt for this particular
Sure. The only thing you have to go, tell them, educate them, and then show the some demo kind of. If 10 farmers are standing and they are seeing the demo, I don't think one will say I will not do. If he's not too small farmer, financially he cannot.
And there are different sort of drones also, right? I think when they talk about the farming and all, I think there are different set of drones which comes into picture, right? The types of drones which are there. Like you also mentioned. So at a farming level, that's almost same or it is different?
At farming, generally, currently, medium kind of drones are being used. Okay, that goes in one round. It can do 1 acre, 1 acre. That depends on how long the battery runs.
So one you said like on the spraying part of spraying and all, and second is basically on the surveillance.
Surveillance,
aspect,
yes.
right?
In agriculture,
These are the two
currently tools are there.
Okay. So what impact is this transformation going to bring on the workforce management as for you? Because obviously we have farmers in a different way they're managing till now. And again, after like you said, there's a lot of technology coming into picture, efficacy will increase, efficiency will increase, but obviously end of the day we have to manage that workforce. So what is your opinion on that?
The thing, if you use the drone in your agriculture, the one thing for that matter, labor goes out. But at the same time, if you have your personal drone, you will have a remote pilot who will be operating the drone services. And for that matter, some guidelines are there. The person who is handling that has to have the license from DGCA. Now DGCA is not directly giving the license. They have appointed some agencies who have all the infrastructure for training and all this. These 3-4 days training is there. Some eligibility criteria are there. The person will go apply and have a training, and then once he is through, then license is given. So one thing is must. If somebody is flying the drone, he should have the license. First, like if we drive a
Is
vehicle,
it mandatory or
it is mandatory. Statutory
It's a
requirement and mandatory. Like we are driving a vehicle, we have a DL in our
Correct,
pocket
right.
before sitting on the steering,
Yeah.
like the same. And there are some guidelines. Are there ki here you cannot fly or like that. All guidelines are there. But the thing, anybody, even if using in agriculture, he has to have.
So all these sort of trainings are getting provided free
by different agencies.
Yeah. Is the cost attached?
Trainings are not free.
Okay.
Different agencies are charging, but now license is free. Earlier it was on something 15,000. Now government has made it no fee. The only agency will cost for the training and license purpose.
So with obviously when the technology is coming into picture and in the traditional way, the way the farming or the agriculture business was managed, now we'll see a great transformation when the drones are coming. So obviously there'll be new roles or the skill sets which is required will get emerged now.
Correct.
What they were doing till now, so what do you think, like what sort of roles, like when you mentioned somebody can manage remotely and somebody can need to understand how to manage remotely and all that training will be required, and there will be more such profiles, right? So what roles you think will emerge out of it and what sort of skill set which is required? Because this will be a game changer when we talk about the technology in the agri industry.
Skill set is just training and handling. Even 10th or 12th plus person can do it. Not that. But the thing, because you see, if I have a drone and I want to put it on service, I'm not personally using or I have a limited land. I want to make it, and to business venture. Service, I want to become a service provider for drone service. Then the person who is visiting, I should have a plan from there. So the person has to be consistently on job from morning till evening. Then he will have to have a night hold there. Then from there onward he will have to. It is not a 9 to 5 job. Going to the office, coming back. So he will have to during the gestation period. Suppose a crop is sown in the month of June. And from July onward the spray starts till somewhere end of August or September. So for that purpose the operator has consistently on the field. Hardly he will have time to come back. It is kind of
You need to find people who can stay there and
stay there
complete the
outside
entire-
consistently. Otherwise the efficiency will not be there. If I go from here 50 kilometer and come back then again 50, because in a day you will be covering only 2-3 kilometers area. Running will not be much, but the coverage will be there. If I see something business proposition out of this, and if I have a big farmer, 300-400 acres farmer, then it is a fine for me. I will have my family person or somebody from my employee. He can have a training and do it. But otherwise, like the companies are coming into this business, agri companies are major companies like IFCO, like UPL, like CIL. All are coming, Chambal is also coming up in this business. So we will be needing a lot of manpower to use it. Because this particular venture has certain period, not the round the year. It is suppose I keep an employee for this purpose, he will be sitting at home. We can use that services during June to August and or September, then again somewhere in the month of November, December, mid-January. Okay. So if somebody can provide ready-to-go services, most welcome for that.
Because only that thing will change. The requirement is changing now.
Yes, if someday I come, I need 10 people for this period, and if you have a trained pilot, okay, sir, these are the templates you can use. But again, they should be mentally ready. For 2 months, I will be consistent. Okay, after 1 month, he can have 2 days break and come back. But daily, they cannot come.
Just to understand, like when we talk about the training for this remote managing and all the programming, like how many days of training this is?
3-4 days.
Just 3 to 4 days.
2 days the classroom training and 2 days this handling.
So the talent pool can be
generated
worked out
overnight.
so that
It won't take lot of
proper
time.
supplies for the requirement.
Yeah. And there are so many agencies. They are even don't say the manufacturer, assembler here, and they are in this business also. They are in training business also. But before that, they should have the license from DGC
To train for
as a certified agency to train the people and give them the license on behalf of the DGC.
So no doubt this technology will play an important role when we talk about the drone in the agribusiness and all. But I think one point which we discussed, that's the critical one, awareness in the between the farmers, and also that they opt for it. And obviously somewhere or the other, in the future definitely going to help them. Any last state would like to share for all the audience and all, where you want, how we can create those awareness, in the farmers, so that they think this is a good step or a good move, and that definitely going to help them.
Basically, that is the role of companies engaged in the agri-food business. They should go. Secondly, seeing is believing. If I do in a 1 acre in a one place, all the farmers will go and see what happened. क्या हुआ था, फार्मर्स प्रैक्टिस अपने नहीं कराएगा, दूसरे करके हर चौथे दिन देखेगा जाके इसके खेत में काम में दवाई ने काम ही नहीं करा होगा. But when he will see the difference with other plot of that farmer or other, अगले दिन वो भी कहा था मेरे यहाँ भी करो तो ऑटोमेटिक ग्रो आएगा. बट अब मौत भी नहीं, सीइंग इज बिलीविंग. जब आप स्प्रे कर रहे हैं गांव के लोग आ ही जाएंगे देखने. एंड थर्ड, पर्सनली आई सी इट इज ए गेम चेंजर इन एग्रीकल्चर. This is going to be अभी थोड़ा सा धीरे-धीरे स्टार्ट हो रहा, but within 3-4 years it will be a game changer, particularly in those areas like orchard business and like in sugarcane business, and even if in this both kind of big farmer would like to have the facility of surveillance, other major farmer will go for the survey purpose, spray purpose.
Great, thank you so much. Thank you for spending so much of time with us and giving so much insight about the utilization of drone in the agri industry. I think it was a pleasure interacting with you. Thank you so much for your time once again.
Thank you.